Okay, like we learned in the last video that linkable ring signatures are cryptographic functions that allow someone to sign a message in the name of a group. Now, given a signature, it is possible to prove that a message was signed by a member of the group. And if it is not, it's always going to sense that. Yet, of course, nobody can prove what specific member signed it, so that the information can also be kept private at the same time. Moreover, if the same person signs two different messages, same time, so same person signs the message again and again, it is also possible to prove that those messages came from the same person. Of course, there are a lot of benefits of this. It could be that whistleblowing, e-voting, I'll just explain that to you in just a second, but let's look through our code right now. So the first thing that you'll need is a module called LRS, which stands for Linkable Ring Signatures. So npm install LRS. Once you have that, we're just going to require that here. Now, if you see, we have three people here, Alice, Bob, and Eve. And now LRS the module has a function called gen, which is for generate. And what it does is that actually generates public and private key pairs. And so we're creating the public and private key for Alice, Bob, and Eve, and storing it in, in these variables. And then what we're doing is that we're actually mapping through all these three different and just getting the public key, and then storing it in the group. Okay, for all three of them, we're just getting the public keys of them, mapping through it, and then storing it in the group. Now what's going to happen is Alice is going to sign a message, and that's done by calling the sign method. So you pass the group, that is Alice a part of, and then you pass the person who's signing it with whatever the message the person wants to sign. So that's the syntax. So Alice signs a message on behalf of one of the three. Okay, and I'm storing that information inside. Now, anyone is able to verify that one of them signed that message, and the way you do that is you just call the verify method, and again, you pass, the group, and then you pass the signature, and it's going to make sure that the person whose public key is a part of the group is one of the ones who's actually signed the signature. Okay, and then I'm just going to make console.log saying the sign has been verified as verified. Now, if I would pick a random information here, it's going to fall. It's going to, not pass. Now, again, wanted to show you, so this is verifying that Alice signed it. Now, what's going to happen is now we have Bob signing it. In fact, let me show you one more thing here. So if Alice signs it again, okay, if Alice signs it again, and so we'll see that the signed one and signed two match, okay, because it's signing it the second time and we're storing it variable signed one, and I'm trying to have Alice sign again, and then I'm going to compare it with the link method if signed one is equal to signed two. So signatures are going to be from the same person, so the compared value will be true, and it should console.log both signatures are from the same person. So again, this really helps in cases where you don't want someone to do something twice, and that could be for voting, right? I mean, you don't want a person to vote double two times. So let's run through a code, and let me demonstrate that to you now. Fantastic. So it says the first console.log says the sign has been verified as true, and the second one says that both signatures are from the same person, because remember, Alice is signing it two times. Let me also show you now, if I change this to someone else's signature, let's say Bob. Let's save the file. In this case, signed one and signed two are not going to match, so it will let Bob sign it again, and it's going to say both signatures are not from the same person because these values are not equal. So let's go run it again. Fantastic. So it says sign has been verified because it was signed by Alice the first time, and then the second time it says both signatures are not from the same person. So again, very simple ways. Linkable signatures, ring signatures are very helpful, especially in in cryptographic functions. And like I said, has a bunch of several applications, such as whistleblowing, very important, where someone wants to leak a secret in the name of a group without being known, or in e-voting, where you don't want someone to vote twice, but you still want the voting to be coming in. So that's how we implement linkable ring signatures.